Well, good morning, y'all. I'm glad to be with y'all. I know if you watch all the time, you're thinking, man, she looks taller than normal. Well, not taller, but I am on a step stool so I could reach the tripod. Because normally when I do a crock pot video, I take my crock pot over there and film it over there. And then I'll, sometimes leave it there and then everything. But normally, when I'm not doing video, I do it right here on my countertop over here. And this is where I keep my crock pot all the time. And so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to set the tripod up on the bar there and I'll just use the step stool to climb up. So if this is your first time watching me, I'm glad to have you here with me. And then also, I have quite a few new subscribers lately, so I thought I would take this time to introduce myself again. And those who have heard this spiel before, you can just fast forward. And if you're new and don't want to hear it, please feel free to fast forward. But anyway, of course, the channel says Mammy Murray's Musings. Well, Mammy is what my grandbabies call me. And my given name is Sandra, or as most people call me, Sandy. And to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm not afraid of my age. I'm 63 years old. I'll be 64 in February. And my husband and I, we were married almost 41 years when he went home to be with the Lord, and he's been in heaven for 3 years and 4 months now. And we had 5 children, and they are ages 35 to 43. And then we have 13 grandbabies, ages 15 months to 18 years. So, you know, the good Lord really blessed us, and still me now, he blesses me. I'm also a U.S. Army veteran. That's where I met my husband when we were both serving in the Army. And I was raised in Mississippi and Tennessee, and my husband was from Missouri. So I got out of the Army as soon as I got pregnant with our first child. And so I was only in actually 2 years, but then my husband was in several years. And then when he got out, we settled down in southeast Missouri, and so lived here for 30-something years. And so as I tell people, my accent is all over the place. There's that southern accent and there's that Midwestern accent, so it will bounce all over the place. But anyway, today we are going to make something I've never made before, and it is French onion dip chicken. Hold on just a moment, okay? I'll be right back. All right, y'all, I'm sorry for that interruption. But anyway, so as it says, I'm making French dip chicken, something I've never made before. I'm just kind of making it up. So y'all have to bear with me. But anyway, my Army friends and I, some of them that I had, I was stationed in Germany, and after I did, my basic training and my schooling, and so there's a group of us that we get together every year. So we got together a couple of weekends ago, and we had different, things we were bringing to cook, or different snack things, or both of them actually. And so one girl was bringing all the snacks, so I thought, well, I'll take some dip along. And so I bought some French onion dip. Well, I took 2 containers, and only one container was eaten out of, and then not much of it. So I thought, well, how am I going to use that dip up? Because I've been trying to stay away from potato chips because I love them so much. I'll eat the whole bag, and I surely don't need the whole bag of them. And so I thought, well, you know what? My brain started, I don't know if it was spinning or smoking, but it was doing something. But anyway, I thought, well, you know what? Maybe I could mix that with something and put it over some chicken and cook it. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm also putting rice in there. So to tell you something about the rice that I normally use, I normally use medium grain rice. Uh, Many years ago, I think it was like it was either our first or third anniversary. I don't remember. But my husband and I, we went to this Korean restaurant, and their rice, I liked the way it was, and my husband liked it too, which he said he had had that kind before. And I mean, he'd had that before, in some Asian restaurants and mainly Korean. And it's like it would stick together, but it wasn't gummy. And so I asked this lady that was running the restaurant, she may have even owned it. I asked her, what she did. Of course, she told me how she cooked the rice. And then she also told me to use medium grain rice. That's what would make the difference to do that. So since then, I always use medium grain rice. Now, I'll be posting another video in a couple of days of a broccoli, rice, and cheese casserole. Now, that one I do use minute rice for the fact I don't want the rice kind of clumping together. But for the most part, I just use the plain old, long cook, medium grain rice is what I use. So I am going to go ahead and turn you down and we will get started. Now this recipe, if you want, you can double it. I'm using chicken breast and they're kind of big, so I'm only using 2. You could probably even do the same amounts of the ingredients and maybe use more breast and not use the rice. Or you could maybe just do it if you want it even, creamy or whatever. That's all up to your discretion. Like I said, you could use thighs in place of this. I honestly prefer thighs, but I didn't have any in my freezer. And so I'm just going to use some chicken breasts that I have. So I'm going to turn you down, then I'm going to get off of this little step stool and start doing this work. All right, so here I have, of course, a bowl. And I am going to take into this bowl, I have a can of, and I'll tell y'all, I've never told before, I always keep a little bag hanging by wherever my work area is. Then collect my trash, and then I can put it in the bigger trash can, which is all the way across the other side of the kitchen. All right, so we're going to go ahead, and I have cream of bacon soup. I bought a case one time, and I thought, well, I'll use that in here instead of like cream of chicken or cream of mushroom. I have both of those too, but I thought, well, I'll use this in here today. So you use whatever kind you have. This one's a little harder to find. I think I bought this case off Walmart.com or Amazon. I meant to show y'all my apron too. I know I'm ADD. But I bought this. I went to the VA a couple of weeks ago to get last week actually, to get my flu shot. And they had these, they had a festival-like thing, and they had some different vendors, people who are veterans selling things, and there was this lady selling these. And of course has 2 pockets here in the front, but it's also reversible. So this side is lavender and polka dot, whereas this is paisley. But the thing is, on the reversible side, I don't think it has pockets. Let me check. Yeah, I thought I checked. So that part I didn't like, but I did like this, so I bought it. All right, now get back to this. Get everything out here that you can, because you've heard me say it time and time again that groceries are too expensive to waste any. All right, next, this is a 16-ounce container of French onion dip. And so we want about 8 ounces of it. So I am going to take about 8 ounces out, which there was already some taken out. Actually, there was probably about 10 to 12 ounces left in, so I'm just going to use it all. But I'd say about 8 ounces normally is what I would say. We're just going to use all of it. You could even use 16 ounces. Just depends how much flavor you want in there. You know, everybody's different. And I don't know why in the world I put that in my dishwater. I want to put that in the trash. Oh, I guess I'm losing my marbles today. Don't worry, that happens every day. Okay. And so we want to mix all that up. And then I will actually taste it and see if I want more of the French onion dip. It's like I said, that was about 12 ounces. I want it to have a good, strong French onion flavor. Let me get a little spoon here. Got one right there in the dish drain. Just let me taste this. I think I want a little bit stronger flavor, so hold on a moment. Yeah. And I maybe should have used cream of a mushroom or chicken soup, because I can really taste that bacon. But that tastes good, though, I'll tell you. Bacon always tastes good. You get a different spoon. I don't want to contaminate that. I don't want to put that stuff with bacon into here. So I am going to take about 4 ounces of this out. And then that would be about 16 ounces of the French onion dip and a can of cream of anything soup. Mix that up good. Well, I forgot to grab my garlic and pepper before I started, so let me get those. All right, I think there's enough salt, unless you're a person that just loves salt. So I don't think we need any salt. Some garlic powder and some black pepper. Pepper, garlic powder, one went down my throat. Okay, since I don't want to just stick the rice right down here on my crock pot, I am going to take, and you know what, I need spray too. Oh, that reminds me, I'm out of spray. Well, let me get some butter. I forgot I ran out of cooking spray, and I've got to pick some up at the store, which I was planning on going to the store in a little bit. And I went to the store the other day, but I forgot some of the things I needed. But today I'm just running into a little bitty store close to me. Okay, grease crock pot with that. Then I want to put just a little bit of this down, because I don't want to put my rice directly down there, because sometimes they'll have a tendency to try to, you know, try to scorch sometimes when you're cooking on high, which is what I'm going to be cooking this on. Okay. Now, to get some rice, like I said, I use medium grain. I just happen to always put it in this Uncle Ben's container. Now, I only want about 3/4 of a cup, because that'll make a cup and a half. So that's about all that I want. Then I am going to lay my chicken breast on top. Now my chicken breasts are still frozen. And so I am going to add a little bit of extra time to them. Cooking time, I would say normally you cook your chicken breast about 3.5 hours on high. Maybe 6 to 7 hours on low. So I am probably going to cook mine for about 4 hours, and that one's not wanting to come out there. It's being a booger. There we go. And so like I said, I am going to cook mine on high. I will cook them anywhere from 4 to 4.5 hours. Then I'm just going to put this mixture on top. Stick it on top of the breast. Now about halfway through, I may come in, lift the lid, and kind of take, you know, the mixture and ladle it back on top of it some, because it, you know, it's all sliding off, and will slide off more as it cooks. Try to get the last bit of that out. Okay, there we go. Put my bowl in there. Then I will put my lid on. It's over here. Let me get it. And then, like I said, I am going to set this on high and cook it about 4 hours. And I guess it would help if I plug it in. I've done that before. Turn it on and then forget to plug it in. So listen, y'all have a wonderful day, and I will be back with you later to show you how it turns out, okay? Be with y'all in a little bit. Have to get my step stool back over here so I can turn the camera off. All right, y'all, I'm going to turn you down, and then I am going to get down. Let me put my apron on just to make sure I don't slosh anything on this shirt. I forgot to do that before I started. All right. So I have you turned down so you can see. And you can see in here, here's the dish finished. So let's go ahead and get this chicken out first. They seem to breast shrunk up a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. And then let's get some of this rice down in here. I probably should have just got the plate that I'm going to eat off instead of dirtying this plate up too, but I wasn't thinking. Now I need to make some broccoli or something, throw or a salad to go with this because, you know, we need some color there. But let's go ahead and we'll cut into this chicken. And cut right down the middle. See how nice and kind of shredding apart. So that looks really good. Now, I'm not a big chicken breast fan, but, you know, it's what I had. So I am going to taste this. That tastes good. Now, I'll probably take some of that little extra sauce and pour it on here, too, when I get ready to eat it. These are some really, really good flavors. It doesn't really taste like, you know, your dip would taste. So don't think, oh, it's going to be tasting just like I ate the dip on potato chips. And I'm trying to think if I need to come closer or farther back. I guess I'll come closer like that so you can see me. But, you know, don't think it's like that. But it is good. It's really some good flavors. And I think that cream of bacon soup really made it. But like I said, that's a little bit on the pricey side. I mean, unless they carry it in your stores. Some stores do, some don't. But if they don't, you know, just use cream of chicken, cream of mushroom, whatever brands that you want. And I cooked this for... Let me see, I cooked this for 4.5 hours. Not 4.5, my goodness. 3.5 hours. I cooked mine for 3.5 hours on high, and it's finished. And it was, you know, mostly frozen. It may have been thawed just a little on the edges, but for the most part, it was frozen. All right, so listen, y'all, have a wonderful evening, and remember to always season your cooking with love, okay? I'll see y'all again soon. I'm going to try to get on my tiptoes to reach this. Oh, there I go.